Hello everyone, welcome to Analog IAS. Today's topic is Basic Structure of the Constitution. In this session, we will see various Supreme Court judgments and subsequent Parliament amendments which finally led to the creation of Basic Structure of the Constitution. In Shankari Prasad case, the constitutional validity of First Amendment Act 1951, which curtailed the right to property, was challenged. The Supreme Court ruled that the power of Parliament to amend the Constitution under Article 368 also includes the power to amend fundamental rights. It said that the word law in Article 13 includes only ordinary laws and not the Constitutional Amendment Acts. So, the Parliament can take away any of the fundamental rights by just enacting a Constitutional Amendment Act, and such a law will not be void under Article 13. But later in the Golak case, the Supreme Court reversed its earlier stand. In this case, the constitutional validity of 17th Amendment Act 1964, which inserted certain acts in 9th schedule, were challenged. It said that a constitutional amendment act is also a law within the meaning of Article 13, and hence it would be void for violating any of the fundamental rights. So the Parliament reacted to this judgment and enacted 24th Amendment Act 1971. It amended both Articles 13 and Article 368. So it declared that Parliament has the power to abridge or take away any of the fundamental rights under Article 368, and such an act will not be a law under the meaning of Article 13. Later, in Kesavananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court upheld the validity of 24th Amendment Act 1971. It also stated that Parliament is empowered to take away any of the fundamental rights. Later, it laid down a new doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution. It means that Parliament cannot take away a fundamental right that forms the part of basic structure of Constitution. Again, Parliament has passed 42nd Amendment Act 1976. This act amended Article 368 and also declared that there is no limitation on constituent power of Parliament, and no amendment can be questioned in any court or any ground, including that of contravention of any of the fundamental rights. But the Supreme Court in Minerva Mills case 1980 invalidated this provision as it excluded judicial review, which is a basic feature of Constitution. It also said that the limiting amendment power of the Parliament is one of the basic features of Constitution. Later, in Vaman Rao case, the Supreme Court clarified that these basic structure would apply to the constitutional amendments enacted only after April 24th, 1973. That is the date of judgment of Kesavananda Bharati case. Some of the components of basic structure are supremacy of Constitution, separation of powers between legislature, executive and judiciary, federal character of Constitution, welfare state, parliamentary system, rule of law, harmony and balance between fundamental rights and directive principles, limited power of Parliament to amend Constitution, principle of reasonableness, etc. Now let us see a question based on this. Doctrine of basic structure limits the power of which of the following? President, Parliament of India, Cabinet and Supreme Court. The answer is 2. Parliament of India. Thank you.